Welcome back to another edition of Fact Over Feelings. In this segment, we're going to be talking about what's holding you back. Now, before we get started, like always, I'm your host, Arnold Lewis on the Arnoldsthoughts podcast, and this is Fact Over Feelings. If you can do me a favor before we get started, hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get straight into it. What is holding you back? What are some things that might be holding you back from getting to the desired area of your life that you're trying to achieve? I like to come on here and just talk about certain things that we go through every single day that we might not even realize that's going to keep us back. Might be friends, might be family members, might be the people that we think that got our back, but it's not even really like that. This episode of Arnold's Thoughts podcast was brought to you by Bold Claims Apparel. Bold Claims. It's not just a statement, it's a lifestyle. Make sure you check the link in the bio and shop all of our latest apparel today. Back to the episode. And that's something I feel like this world really needs. Like, we really need constant reaffirmation or of what it is that exactly that we're trying to do for our life. Like they say, faith comes by hearing. If we're not constantly hearing the things from the people or situations or reading the right things that's going to help us get to where we want in life, we're going to slowly downward spiral to something else. We're going to slowly downward spiral into things that we don't necessarily want or we're trying to get away from. It's so easy to fall back into old habits and bad habits that we're trying to run away from and try to get away from. And a lot of times it has to do with the people that we're around. Has to do with with the people that we keep close to us, and maybe your best friend, maybe your cousin. I realized some things about me. Just for example, I can talk about myself when the situations that I go through when I get stuck. When I find myself stuck, it's because I find myself in an area that I shouldn't be in, or I'm around people who are really not trying to get to a certain state in their life. You can't outgrow your environment. You have to move out of the way or move away from certain people. And I know that's hard. It's very hard to just move away and pick up and go and just say, I'm done with the person I've been kicking it with or I've been close to my whole life. You can't just do that all the time. I know how difficult that can be because it's difficult for me as well. It's difficult for all of us to just walk away from people that, you know, when you needed something, they always got your back. They're always there for you when you want something, like you break up, relationship, lost a job, kid situation, family situation. But sometimes those be the same people that's actually holding you back. They show their grace a little bit in certain areas, but they're catering also to the bad habits that you might are trying to leave. Maybe you're trying to stop drinking, for example. And this person's always out on the weekend drinking or 2-3 times like it's nothing. I remember a specific example. I had a cousin of mine and I was talking to him and he used to come from work. And every time he come from work, he pour a little drink. Come home, pour a little drink. And I'm sitting here peeping and I'm looking. I'm like, yo, every time you come home, bro, you pour something up to drink. Ah, man, I just came home from work. I need me a little drink. I say, yeah, until it becomes a habit. Until it becomes something that you don't even realize that you're doing. And next thing you know, you've been coming home from work for the last 6 months and you've always had a little drink, a little drink, a little drink. That's how we try to cover up things in our life, by calling it little. I just get a little bit of this. It ain't that bad if I just do a little bit. But a little bit over a long time becomes a lot. And it makes it harder to release because that little bit so much becomes that habit and we can't break from that habit. So we got to understand that who we surround ourselves with, who are we talking to majority of the times, even though that might be someone close to us, maybe that's someone that's had our back our whole lives. Sometimes we got to separate ourselves and just do some soul searching. We just got to do some soul searching and understand, one, we're all going to just fall away from some things that we really want to do and we're really trying to do, because that's just life. I used to get up in the morning and run 3 miles. Did it for like 6 months, 7 months. Fell off for a while, 2-3 months. Just like, man, And it's hard when you try to get up and you want to go back to that routine, back to that, habit. It's hard because then you fell away from it. Start getting around people that keep you up instead of telling you, hey, you need to go to bed early. It's because you know you got to get up at 5 in the morning so you can go run and get your day started. It's kind of difficult sometimes when you're around the person who doesn't work out, who doesn't run, who doesn't treat their body right, that doesn't really care about training. They might be your best friend though, but it doesn't help you get to your desired result. And sometimes we be wondering, why is it that we can't get to our desired result? Because sometimes it's just the people that we associate with on a daily basis. And I know that's a hot topic. A lot of times I come on here and speak about the environment that we keep, but it really is true. It really is the environment that we keep and the people that we surround ourselves with on the daily. Majority of the times, those people that we surround ourselves play a big factor in our lives. You have to take this little exercise and just go through your phone over the last week and just see who are the 5 people that you talk to the most. Look at where they're at in their life. Look at what you want for your life and see, does any of these people help you get to what you want to do in your life? That's a little tip, a little exercise that we all can do. See who the 5 people we talk to the most. If those people do not push you, or if those people are not constantly helping you get to where you want to be, or helping you try to achieve the things that you say that you want in your life, then maybe you have to make some really difficult decisions. I can't sit here and say that every single person that I talk to is helping me get to where I want to get to in life. So I have to minimize those conversations. Maybe you don't have to fully cut someone off, but you do have to minimize some of those conversations. Because if these conversations are not leading you towards the right direction of where you're trying to go, then it's kind of hard to get that lane by talking to the wrong person. You're trying to go left, they're talking about right. Nah, it's right. This is the right way. Nah, we got to go. No, this is the right way. And that's just something we have to just be more mindful of. Just be more mindful for ourselves of just trying to find our crew. Find your group. I think we be in a situation sometimes, like right now, I'm in a hometown. My hometown is very small. Everybody knows each other. And I like to call it a black hole. This town, this county where I'm at, it's just a black hole. Because the mindset that everybody has is not one of growth. It's one of complacency. And even I have to find myself saying, you know what, I got to get up out of here. Last year, I hit the road, moved to another state for a while before I left to go overseas to go play. And it transformed a lot for me spiritually, mentally, my work, just different lanes. I was able to open up a different lane for myself in my pursuit of what I want because I decided to move out of the environment. Still the same person, but it's just like the different energy. I got around people who are fighting for more, who were pushing for more, that were going for more, and wasn't willing to settle even though things may get difficult. That weren't willing to just say, you know what, I'm not going to do this, or I'm going to just go to the regular life that we all have. Like we all have this life that where some of us are just not happy with. And a lot of times we won't be honest with ourselves and say we're not happy with our lives. We think that, well, this is just the way it is. No, it's the way that we choose for it to be. We get to decide the deciding factor at the end of what we choose our life to be. Every thought that we had led us to where we are right now. Whatever thoughts that I had back in the days or whatever led me to being on this platform right now and talking and expressing fact over feelings, coming up with ideas, coming up with the thoughts, coming up with the topics, coming up with just the concept of just getting better and achieving more in life. The concept of not letting things like excuses or our own feelings get in the way of the things that we want. This is just strictly from example of I like to say a lot of times when I'm talking to myself. This is just like a reflection of me talking to myself because it's information that not only that I'm saying for someone, but it's something that I have to take in heart as well. I get on here and I let the words of my heart speak because I know they don't come from me. I know that my true intentions is what God has put in my heart for me to come on this platform and speak. So everything that I do and everything that I say, I try to let it stem from that. And I have confidence in that because we can get caught up in our own emotions on a lot of things and it don't allow us to see what we need to do, what we need to change. Like the running example for me. If I did not get around different people and I didn't get around someone that's telling me and pushing me, I would have never started back again. But it was just the fact that I changed one person in my group to another person who was more about growth and fulfillment and pushing. We all need that. We all need someone constantly, our accountability partner, accountability group, accountability environment. And that stemmed me to, all right, I've been back on the last 2 weeks. I got back to my, because I know this is something that is going to help me towards my ultimate goal. This helps me fortify my brain and more. This helps me forget how I feel in the morning because I'm telling you, like this morning, getting up and just sitting there in the bed for like 5 minutes and just sitting there looking at my shoes and being like, oh man, I don't really want to get up and do this, but getting up and doing it anyways. And it's so crazy how every single time that you don't want to do something, you get up and do it, how much better you feel after you do the thing that you say you don't want to do. It's just getting over that hump. Letting go of those feelings that say that we can't get over the hump and do what we're supposed to do in order to improve and fight for what we want. Because then you're going to understand what you want, what you're really searching for. You understand like the work that you know you need to do. And if you know if you're really giving it your all or not. I know if I'm not getting up, if I'm not going to the gym, if I'm not doing extra workout, I know I'm not really moving in the direction that I want to go for my career, for my lifestyle. That's me personally. But we all have those inner thoughts and we all know the things that we're supposed to be doing, but not necessarily doing in the current moment. We're not necessarily sticking to the things that we say we should do in order to arrive to the destination that we're searching for. It gets very difficult at times for us all. I was having a conversation with my mother and she said, you know what? For someone who speaks about self-development and improvement and pushing past, you should be more the one that's the easiest to, get over something or push through something. I say the reason I get on here and I talk about this so much is because I have a difficulty time of overcoming myself to do it. A lot of people look when they see me and when the things that I do and they be like, man, how are you so resilient? How are you able to get up and do that? It's because like you, I don't want to do it sometimes, majority of the time. But I understand what is the greater purpose. There's a greater purpose in everything that we do. There's a greater purpose in the desires that we dream of. If you want those desires, it's strictly based on what you want. I just made up in my mind certain things that I want and that what I'm willing to fight for. So if I have to get up regardless of what I want and do this running and do this extra training and do these weights and do this, I'm going to do it because there's something that I'm searching for and I'm fighting for and I'm trying to reach a certain level that when it's all said and done, I know that I gave everything that I can. So that's going to take some sacrifices to get there. It's going to take some sacrifices of letting go of the things that maybe we don't want to do and letting go of the feelings that come along with not wanting to do it and just bypassing those. They say the days that you want to do, the days that you don't want to do something the most is the days that you're going to achieve more than you ever can. Because why? Because you pushed past that. You broke through that mold of saying, you know what? I know I don't want to do this. I know this is going to be difficult, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to push through this. I'm going to grind. I'm going to be resilient. I'm not going to let my feelings get in the way of getting to my dreams, my goals, whatever it is that I'm looking for. I know certain things that I need to do that I'm not going to let stop me. I'm not going to let the feelings get in the way. I'm only going to speak facts, and the facts are, hey, I need to do this, I need to do that. Whatever the facts is in your life that you know that you need to do, those are the facts. The challenges that you need to do, the challenges of complacency, the challenges of, oh my gosh, it's difficult, the challenges of it's going to hurt, the challenges of people are not going to believe me, people are not going to support me. Yes, we all have to go through these challenges. They're a part of our development. There is no growth without a challenge. You have to have some kind of challenge to push you to get you to where you want. Listen, that's all I got for this segment of Fact Over Feelings. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys leave me a rating, a 5-star rating. And that's all I got. I'll talk to you guys next time. I'm out. Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe on our YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and wherever you listen to your podcast. I greatly appreciate it.